Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Stock Connection with others on building the team. So, our last building team, which was put up last night, was for the Avengers Assemble pre-release. Well, so there's already gone through how we did there. This building team will be for this upcoming week's game, which will be basically 500 points, and just kind of just kind of give my group the chance to to play again. We haven't gotten to play much lately, so anyway, so three 500-point teams. That's what I've built. First off, we have ourselves a warrior theme team. We'll kick that off looking at. Wait, she's not. Is she? Oh, yes, she is. At Giganta. This is the Prime Giganta from Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary. She comes in at 75 points. Well, at least that's where we're starting her at. 75 or 25. She has the Wonder Woman Ally team ability as well as the Team Player Wildcard team ability. And the Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Secret Six, and Scientist keywords. We've also got two traits, which I know I said as a warrior team, but Giganta doesn't have a warrior. Well, that's where the traits come into play. First trait is Reluctant Ally. When establishing theme teams, you may choose a friendly character named Wonder Woman. If you do, Giganta gains the keyword, gains the character's keywords. Okay. They have a Giant Retaliation ability. When Titans awake, as a power action, choose an opposing character that attacked a friendly character or that was attacked by a friendly character named Wonder Woman since your last turn. Place Giganta such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. Alright. Now looking at her dial, we get 2 clicks of charge, followed by 4 clicks of sidestep. On attack, we've got 5 clicks of the special power, knock them off their feet, which grants her Quake. When she uses it targeting 2 or more characters, she deals her printed damage value to each hit character, and after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. Okay, alright. On the downside, you don't get the plus. You wouldn't get the +1 damage for on those 3 clicks with close combat expert, I believe. But still, 3 damage. That's still +1 to the damage that Quake would do. So yeah. Then on defense, you have a special power: pick on someone your own size. This grants Giganta invulnerability. She takes a maximum of 1 damage from characters with tiny, standard, or colossal. Okay. Then at the back end, we've got a click of regeneration. Damage, we get a click of outwit, 3 clicks of close combat expert, and then 2 more clicks of outwit. Okay. That is our first figure for the team. Next up, we've got. Oh. Next up, we've got War. Swinging in with that fiery sword, which she's not going to be using. So War comes in at 70 points, but has the 5-point concentrate sword bearer, which we will be utilizing. This allows her to begin the game with any sword equipment attached. She also has the Araco, Horseman, and Warrior keywords. And her other trait is the First Horseman. At the beginning of the game, if your starting force has 2 or more characters of the Horseman trait, then this game, War has Steel energy, but with close or range attacks. Okay. I think we've actually got. I do believe that yeah, does she? Yes. Yeah, and Genesis has it. So. All right. So she'll have steel energy with closer range. If a friendly character named Apocalypse, Annihilation, or Genesis is on your force, modify War's attack and defense by +1. Okay. All right. Looking at her dial, we got 4 clicks of charge, followed by 3 clicks of leap climb, 4 clicks of special power, harness psychic blast, psychic burst, which has quake and giant reach of 3. This gives way to 3 clicks of precision strike. Then on damage or defense, we get 4 clicks of invulnerability, followed by 3 clicks of willpower. And on damage, we've got just 4 clicks of exploit weakness. Okay. Now I mentioned we are paying for the sword trait, or the sword bearer trait. So what sword will she be bearing? Well, we've got some options. I had to make some clarifications on the upcoming changes to rules. But not affecting war. The choice there being the Sword of Might. The Sword of Might grants Blaze Claw's Fangs. When this character uses it, the minimum result is instead the character's printed damage value +1. With Blaze Claw's Fangs, the minimum result is printed damage -1. So in the case of war, her minimum result will be 5 on her first 2 clicks and 3 for the next 2, and then, well, will be 5 on the first 2, 4 for the next 2, and then 3 for the remaining clicks. And those first 4 clicks, which are having exploit weakness, well, that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be huge. Next up, we've got Solemn. Now, I thought about using one of the Muramasa blades with him, but I realized I had some better choices. So Solemn comes in at 85 points, or 45, or running on 85. It has the Arako, Assassin, Past, and Warrior keywords. He has the Sword Bearer trait, and we'll get to which sword he's using later. Followed by another trait, Covered in Adamantium. Solemn can reduce penetrating damage. Okay, looking at his dial, we've got 5 clicks of charge, followed by 3 clicks of flurry, 5 clicks of precision strike, 4 clicks of invulnerability, followed by 4 clicks of toughness, and 3 clicks at the very end of the dial, lining up with that flurry of exploit weakness. Okay, alright. To be fair, I considered putting the Sword of Might on him, but actually I was considering using the storyline OP kit version of him with Sword of Might, but I think instead we'll be using Colony. So Colony grants Blaze Claw's Fangs and exploit weakness. When this character uses Blaze Claw's Fangs, if the target shares a keyword with this character, increase the damage dealt by 1. Okay. Now, seeing as how the use of exploit weakness is not does not require the use of Blaze Claw's Fangs, there's a good chance we probably just won't bother with blades, especially on those first couple clicks when he's already got a 4. I mean, why give up a 4? You know, your minimum would be 3, and so there's a 50% chance that you're going to be dealing 3 damage instead of 4. So, moving on though, our next figure for the team is Death Metal Wonder Woman. Well, Wonder Woman as she appeared in Dark Knight's Death Metal. This was kind of the big deal. Since I got her a couple of months ago, I've been wanting to use her. So, but she comes in at 125 points, or 50. But we're running on 125. Has both the Mystics and Wonder Woman ally team ability, as well as the Amazon, Dark Knights, Justice League, Mystical, Police, Ruler, and Warrior keywords. We got 2 traits. First off is Amazon's attack. When establishing theme teams, characters are starting force with the Dark Knights or Justice League keyword, gain the Amazon keyword. Okay, alright. Then, Queen of the Underworld. Once per game, when a friendly standard character would be KO'd, this includes Wonder Woman, you may instead turn that figure to its last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal them equal to half the result. And this can still you can still do this if the character is KO'd because of a pulse wave, as protected pulse wave. Then looking at her dial, we get 5 clicks of charge, followed by 3 clicks of flurry, 4 clicks of the special attack power, the Chainsaw of Truth, which grants Blaze Claw's fangs. When Wonder Woman uses it, she deals penetrating damage. Okay, I gotta say I like that, just because usually if there's a version of Blaze that does penetrating damage, lately it's been if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, it's penetrating, and so if you roll a 6, it will still be penetrating. When Wonder Woman KOs a character, after resolutions, heal her 1 click. If that character has the monster keyword, heal her 2 clicks instead. Okay. After that, we get 2 clicks of regular Blaze Claw's Fangs, and then 2 late dial clicks of Steel Energy. Okay. Then on defense, we open up with 3 clicks of Impervious, followed by a special defense power. Take this 1 moment to rest. It's a stop. First off, it's a stop click. Gives her defend and super senses. When an opposing character misses with an attack that targets Wonder Woman or a friendly character adjacent to her, after resolutions, deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. Okay. That then gives way to regular super senses for 3 clicks, and then another stop click. Then on damage, we've got 5 clicks of leadership, followed by 3 clicks of probability control. Okay. And we will be... damn it. It's kind of the downside of convention exclusives is that the box is not designed to... is only designed to hold the card if it's curved. But we will be also equipping Wonder Woman with with her bracelets. Have to be careful with this. It took a tumble and broke recently, so yeah. Yeah, there's her bracelets, which cost 10 points. They grant the Wonder Woman team ability, which she already has. If this character already has the Wonder Woman team ability, Super Senses it can use gains protected outwit. Okay, so as I recall, at first it says, yeah, for her first 3 clicks, it succeeds on a her super sense succeeds on a 6 only, but after that, it's 4 through 6. Moving on to the last figure for the Warrior team, we've got Genesis, who we recently traded for. This is Genesis from the Ten of Swords storyline OP set. She comes in at 120 points, but has the Sword Bearer trait for 5, which yes we are using. She has the Cosmic Energy team ability, as well as the Araco, Horseman of Apocalypse, Ruler, and Warrior keywords. We'll go into which sword she'll be using here in a moment. We also have a trait, You Are Not Fit to Lead. Leadership. When Genesis uses it, if an opposing character within range can use leadership or willpower, modify the results of the roll by +2. When she uses it and succeeds, until your next turn, when an opposing character within range uses leadership or willpower, decrease their result by -1. Okay, and her range is 6, so. Now note that it did not specify within range and line of fire, just within range. So, alright, looking at her dial, we've got 4 clicks of charge followed by 4 clicks of flurry, 4 clicks of precision strike followed by 4 clicks of steel energy, 4 clicks of special defense power, Immortal Ruler of Araco, which grants combat reflexes, invincible, and super senses. This is followed by 4 clicks of invulnerability, and then on damage you get 4 clicks of probability control and 4 clicks of exploit weakness. Okay, all right. Now I mentioned she also will be she'll have a sword. So which sword? Well, she will be using Mercy. Mercy grants Blazelaw's Fangs, and the equipped character may reroll one attack roll made by them per turn. So she kind of gets she gets her own self prob, which, since she has front loaded probability control, will be very useful, so that if there's a need to use probability control later in the turn, well, with the she doesn't have to worry about using her own probability control for herself. She can just, utilize. She can do the reroll for an attack made that she makes from. She can utilize Mercy's reroll. Moving on, however, we also have the Weapon X team. This is fairly similar to a Weapon X team I ran last year, or maybe I think it was last year. Pretty sure it's last year. But starts off with the Sinister clone. Comes in at 20 points. He's got no team ability. Then we've got the Battle World Other, Marauders and Scientist keyword, as well as a trait. Which one? There are so many. Which one? There are so many of us. Granting him shape change. Now, the card will say he has a point value of 25, but the dial says 20, and so the dial is what matters. But we get 3 clicks of stealth, nothing on attack, 2 clicks of toughness. First and last clicks consist of having perplex. But no Weapon X keyword. Wonder why that could be. Moving on, however, to our next figure. God damn it. We've got Wolverine. The old Knucklehead here comes in at 45 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Avengers, Genius School for Higher Learning, Weapon X and X-Men keywords. We have the rally ability, which grants him regeneration. When he keys off of opposing attack rolls include a 5. When Wolverine uses regeneration, before rolling the d6, you may instead remove his rally die to use that as a result. Then looking at his die, we've got 3 clicks of charge followed by 2 clicks of flurry, full dial of Blaze Claw's Fangs, full dial of toughness, and a full dial of exploit weakness. And we will be giving also, for an extra 5 points, we'll be giving him the Super Soldier Serum equipment. This grants willpower. If the equipped character already has willpower, then the result of the roll is increased by, for willpower, is increased by 1. God damn it. I need to put these up under something that, at least that particular card. So yeah, we'll just put those there for the moment. Next up, we've got Omega Red. Omega Red here comes in at 80 points. He has the Weapon X, Assassin, and Soldier keywords. We have 2 traits. First off is, you see, Kotick understands me. When Omega Red starts the game, generate a Kotick bystander. Kotick has a trait, Kotick no, come back. When Kotick is KO'd by an opponent's attack, modify Omega Red's combat value by +1 for the rest of the game. Okay. Then the Kotick bystander has sidestep, blades, and a special damage power, Roar, which grants him power. As a power action, if Kotick was within 4 squares of an opposing character, place Omega Red adjacent to Kotick. Okay. Which works well with Omega Red's next trait. You are not enemy to me, you are rations, which grants steel energy and giant reach of 3. So, place Omega Red adjacent to Kotick, and be within 4 squares of an opposing character. And at a point when Omega Red is able to attack, and then that giant reach of 3, well, chances are he's going to hit the opposing character, or he'll be within range. Looking at Omega Red's dial, we've got 4 clicks of charge followed by 3 clicks of flurry, 4 clicks of the special attack power, do not make me kill you, would be inconvenience, which grants quake and incapacitate. This then gives way to 3 clicks of poison. Then on defense we've got 4 clicks of toughness followed by 3 clicks of invulnerability. Damage-wise, we get 4 clicks of exploit weakness, followed by 3 clicks of close combat expert. Okay, alright. And yes, that close combat expert will work well with the flurry that he's got out of those last 3 clicks as well. Alright, moving on to our next figure. We've got Mr. Sinister. Because someone has to lead this motley crew. And, well, Vince Neil was unavailable, so, you know. Or at least, there hasn't been a... Well, there's been an Iron Maiden HeroClix, that there hasn't been a motley crew one. But anyway, Mr. Sinister comes in at 85 points. He has the Hellions, Horsemen, Marauders, and Weapon X keywords, as well as 2 traits. First one being My Own Clone Bodyguard. During force destruction, you may choose a character on your starting force that is less than or equal to Mr. Sinister's point value to be Mr. Sinister's clone this game. The clone gains all of Mr. Sinister's keywords. The clone bodyguard the Sinister clone is the clone bodyguard. So he now has Weapon X. Then next trait, Mr. Sinister's deal in a game that don't allow for wild cards. Whenever an opposing character uses the team player wildcard ability, after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. Okay. Looking at his dial, we've got a click of stealth, 3 clicks of sidestep, 2 more clicks of stealth, 4 clicks of penetrating psychic blast, followed by 2 clicks of incapacitate, 4 clicks of invulnerability, followed by 2 clicks of regeneration, and then 4 clicks of the special damage power, Master Manipulator, which grants leadership and mastermind. When Mr. Sinister uses leadership or mastermind, the clone is considered to be adjacent if it is within 4 squares of Mr. Sinister. Okay, this then gives way to 2 clicks of outwit. Okay. Next up, we've got Hellhound. Hellhound here comes in at 90 points. Has the Warp World, Weapon X, Assassin, and Mystical keywords, and the Mystics team ability. We got 2 traits. First off is Blood for Mephichathon, or Mephichathon, yeah. Steal energy, but may use it with close or range attacks. Alright, and then Contingency Clause. When an opposing character would be dealt damage from Hellhound's Mystics team ability, instead, roll a d6 and deal that character penetrating damage equal to half the result. Okay. Looking at her dial, we get 3 clicks of charge to start off with, then 2 clicks of flurry and 2 clicks of plasticity, 5 clicks of Blaze Cloud's Fangs, followed by 2 clicks of poison, 3 clicks of toughness, followed by 4 clicks of combat reflexes, 3 clicks of exploit weakness, followed by 2 clicks of probability control, and then 2 clicks of outwit. Okay. She's kind of a badass. And finally, we've got Weapon H. I love this sculpt. I really do. The character's kind of neat too, but I really dig the sculpt. And having played against it, I've been wanting to see how maybe potentially run on some teams that I'd run it with. So now that I have it, yeah. Anyway, Weapon H comes in at 175 points. Has the Weapon X, Brute, Monster, and Soldier keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. You've got a trait Powered by Rage. When Weapon H takes damage from an attack, after resolutions give him a number of rage tokens equal to the damage taken -1. Modify Weapon H's combat values except range by +1, by +X, where X is the number of rage tokens. At the end of your turn, remove all rage tokens. Protected Pulse Wave. Okay. Looking at his dial, we open up with special speed power, Gamma Mutant Mutate with Adamantium Claws, which grants Charge and Flurry. That thing gives way for, we get that for 3 clicks, and we get a click of regular Flurry. Then we get 3 more clicks of special power and another click of Flurry. Defense, we open up with a click of Super Strength, followed by 3 clicks of Blades. Then 3 clicks of Super Strength, followed by 1 click of Blades. Defensively speaking, we've got Invincible for a click, 2 clicks of Impervious, followed by the special defense power, Gamma Infused Mutant Healing Factor, which is a stop click, granting invulnerability and regeneration. Regeneration is free, but only Weapon H was hit since your last turn. Okay. Then we've got 3 clicks of invulnerability and one more stop click. Damage-wise, we open up with a click of Exploit Weakness, 2 clicks of Battle Fury, another click of Exploit Weakness, 3 clicks of Close Combat Expert, and a final click of Exploit Weakness. Not too shabby. I imagine he'll be fun to play with. I've gone up against him, and you kind of have to be mindful of the fact he's a giant, not a standard figure. Moving on to our last team, we have ourselves a Guardians of the Galaxy team. This is kind of a big team for 500 points, so mainly because I did get a couple Guardians figures last night at the Avengers Forever pre-release, so I wanted to, I wanted to test them out with some of the other Guardians, especially since one of those Guardians is one that we haven't had in a while, and it's kind of one that is a little integral to things, so much so that we've had two other characters in the guise of that character in the last few sets. Anyway, starting off, we've got Mantis, who, in all honesty, should have been an Empire, but hey, I don't do set design. Mantis comes in at 25 points, has the Guardians team ability, as well as the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic, and Martial Arts keywords. We also have a rally trait that keys off of friendly attack rolls that include a 2 in them. You can remove one of her rally dice to remove an action token from a friendly character within a range and line of fire. Wow, okay. That's kind of big. Then looking at her dial, we open up with nothing on speed, but that gives way to 2 clicks of mind control. On attack, we open up with 2 clicks of incapacitate, followed by 2 clicks of precision strike. Defense, 4 clicks of super senses. Damage, 2 clicks of perplex. Okay. Largely support, and like I said, and her range is 4, so you kind of have to keep her a little close to your rest of your team to remove all of them tokens. Next up, we've got the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. So, Ben Grimm here comes in at 50 points. He has the Guardians and Fantastic Four team abilities, as well as the Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shield and Celebrity keywords. We also have a trait. I'm pretty famous on Earth. Characters that start the game on your force characters that start the game on your force that have the Guardians team ability gain Fantastic Four this game. Okay. Looking at the dial, we get 2 clicks of charge, followed by 3 clicks of sidestep, full dial of quake, full dial of toughness, 2 clicks of empower, and then 3 clicks of close combat expert. Okay, alright. That empower can be very useful. Next, we've got Wiccan. Wiccan comes in at 50 points, has the Mystics and team player wildcard team ability, or team abilities, I should say, as well as the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Kree, Skrull, Young Avengers, and mystical keywords. Looking at his dial, we've got a full run of phasing, 2 clicks of penetrating psychic blast, followed by 3 clicks of energy explosion, full dial of special defense power protection, granting Wiccan energy shield deflection. Adjacent friendly characters modify defense +1 if they can use a team ability that Wiccan can use. Okay, that shouldn't be hard. As everyone on the team's got Guardian, aside from Wiccan, has Guardians. So yeah. Then the rest of the dial is all probability control. All right. Anyway, next up, we've got T'Challa Star-Lord. T'Challa Star-Lord comes in at 50 points, has the Guardians team ability, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy, Ravagers, Wakanda, and Pirate keywords. Then looking at his dial, we've got 3 clicks of running shot, 3 clicks of stealth, 3 clicks of penetrating psychic blast, 3 clicks of precision strike, 3 clicks of energy shield deflection, 3 clicks of combat reflexes, 3 clicks of leadership, and then 3 clicks of perplex. Okay, alright. Then we've got Groot. Groot comes in at 55 points, has the Guardians team ability as well as Guardians of the Galaxy and Cosmic Keywords. Looking at his dial, we get 3 clicks of Sidestep followed by 3 clicks of Plasticity. A full dial with special attack power, Spears and Branches. Giant Reach 3, Quake, but deals 3 damage instead of 2. Okay. 3 clicks of Impervious, followed by 3 clicks of Toughness, 3 clicks of Empower, followed by 3 clicks of Exploit Weakness. Okay. Alright. Next up, we've got the Human Rocket himself, Nova. Nova comes in at 70 points, has the Guardians and PD team abilities, as well as the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova Corps, Cosmic, Police, and Soldier keywords. We open up with special speed power, the Human Rocket, which grants charge and running shot. When Nova would use charge, if he has no action tokens, don't have speed. Okay, that thing gives away to 2 clicks of phasing teleport. On attack, we get 2 clicks of penetrating psychic blast, 2 clicks of energy explosion, and 2 clicks of steel energy. Okay. Then on defense, we've got 2 clicks of impervious, followed by 2 clicks of toughness, followed by 2 clicks of super senses. And on damage, we've got 2 clicks of close combat expert, 2 clicks of exploit weakness. Okay, all right. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. We will also be equipping Nova with the octopus arms to grant him Giant Reach 2 and Flurry. So that means that charge that he's got means he's got Charge and Flurry with the Giant Reach. So that's going to make him a bit better, especially if hitting those, especially if you hit that, end up landing on just that first steel energy click, then go into a flurry from there. Oof. So especially a successful flurry attack. Oh boy. Yeah, you're gonna move up. You're gonna heal 2 clicks, and well, yeah. Maybe not get where you really want to be, but you know, hey. Next up, we've got Gamora. Gamora comes in at 80 points, has the Guardians team ability as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Watch, Assassin, Cosmic, and Warrior keywords. She also has improved targeting, ignores elevation, ignores characters, and may make range attack out of adjacency, including to target adjacent opposing characters. We've got a she has the ally roll tag and has a trait for that, but we have no captains or sidekicks on the team, so that trait won't matter. The other one is Most Dangerous Woman in the Universe, granting Gamora super senses. Once per turn, when Gamora uses this with a close or hits with a close attack, after resolutions, she may make a range attack. Okay. Now keep in mind, she can make range attacks against adjacent opposing characters. So if you you charge up on someone and hit them with a close attack, and then you can just say, oh, well, now I'm going to shoot you. Looking at her dial, we get a full run of charge and a full run of blades, 3 clicks of toughness followed by 3 clicks of impervious, 3 clicks of a close combat expert followed by 3 clicks of exploit weakness. Okay. And we'll be putting the power gem on her, because we haven't run that in a while, giving her close combat expert and range combat expert for the entirety of her dial. When she hits, if the attack roll was a 10 or higher after resolutions, the hit target is dealt 1 penetrating damage. So that gets a little. That's that's going to definitely be fun. And just like with the Chase Captain Marvel from a few years back, I like the idea of giving someone the power gem that can basically benefit from both. They can use both the close and range combat expert just in the same turn. So yeah. Moving on to our last figure, we've got Star-Lord, who we pulled from yesterday at the Avengers Forever pre-release. Star-Lord comes at 100 points, has the Guardians team ability as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. He has the Recruiter ability. As a power action, choose a character with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword in your KO area that has not been chosen for or generated by a Recruiter effect. If you do, generate a character with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword from your sideline that has a lower point value than the chosen character. This game, the generated character can't be replaced, and your opponent scores them immediately instead of upon KO. Now we are using five. We've got. I decided on 5 figures, and looking back, it's like, oh well, yes. For the most part, they're. It's really just to replace Gamora, Nova, or Groot, but Yondu. In part just because it's got that front-loaded probability control, so yeah. Then Valkyrie, nice upfront attacker. Nebula, who will just be playing hard to kill. Angela, who's also a good up-close attacker. I'd venture to say even more so than Valkyrie. And Scourge, who is actually a very competent attacker, both up close and at range. Also, someone who would benefit greatly from the power gem. So, looking at Star-Lord's dial, 7 clicks of running shot followed by 2 clicks of charge, 7 clicks of special attack power. I got part of a plan. At the beginning of your turn, choose 2. Star-Lord can use the chosen effects until he chooses again. Energy Explosion, Precision Strike, Pulse Wave. Star-Lord has free knock back all adjacent opposing characters 2 squares. Okay, alright. We then get 2 clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, 7 clicks of Aerial Deflection, 2 clicks of Toughness, 7 clicks of Leadership, followed by 2 clicks of Outwit. That's a lot of leadership to have on the dial. I don't think it's rare that you get a figure with that much leadership on their dial. Usually there'll be something like 2 or 3 clicks. But anyway, that is going to do it for now. Let me know what you think of these teams in the comments below. Hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll get to play these teams out, play each team, see how they do, and yeah. But this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, first, links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal are found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.